Bitcoin can rise and altcoins can still crash. If you are one of the many investors perplexed about why we didn't manifest any altcoin supercycle this time, you are missing the most important piece of this jigsaw puzzle. There is one indicator, perhaps one of the most underrated yet powerful crypto indicators called Bitcoin dominance that we are going to talk about today. This indicator tells us where money is flowing, whether it is into Bitcoin or into altcoin or out of the crypto universe completely. So let's jump in. Mathematically speaking, Bitcoin dominance is the ratio of market cap of Bitcoin to the total market cap of the entire universe of cryptocurrencies. And this denominator, total crypto market cap, it includes Bitcoin, altcoins including Ethereum, and stable coins such as USDTs and USDCs. Currently, the Bitcoin dominance stand at 60%, which suggests that Bitcoin's market cap of $1.74 trillion constitutes 59 or 60% of the entire crypto market of $2.93 trillion, which is quite a huge proportion if you think about it. So, as we established in our last video, Esoteric Crypto Charts Part 1, a few days ago, we talked about money tends to flow towards the higher risk assets when market sentiments is favorable and towards the lower risk assets when sentiments is adverse. In the crypto space, the least risky assets are stable coins such as USDTs and USDCs, followed by the Bitcoin and then Ethereum. And then we have large cap altcoins such as Solana, Ripples, Litecoins, etc. And then comes the mid cap altcoins. And lastly, it would be small cap altcoins. We'll consider small cap the highest risky assets in crypto space altogether. Now, when the economic conditions and monetary policies are bad, prudent investors tend to mobilize their capital to stable coins and safer crypto such as Bitcoin. And this mobilization of capital comes from the existing investment in altcoins. And that results in the Bitcoin dominance chart heading up and gaining more market share. On the other hand, when the economic conditions and monetary policies are in the pink of health, investors, especially retail investors, become more speculative and risk takers and channelize their capital towards altcoins. And this results in massive altcoin season as we have seen in 17 and 2021. Such channelizing also comes from capital moving out of safer havens like Bitcoin, which directly impacts the Bitcoin dominance chart to the downside. So let's plot the chart for BTC dominance. So BTC.D is what you have to type at simple search on TradingView. And this is the chart you will get. You can see that for a good long time, that is from 14 to 18, this phase, BTC dominance hovered around 95 to 99%, and there were not many number of altcoins, so Bitcoin was the only one. Let's now plot the market cap for the Bitcoin in orange color here, and that would be this chart. On the left you can see the market cap, and on the right is the dominance chart, dominance figures. So in last one decade, we have witnessed the market cap for Bitcoin soaring from $3 billion to currently $1.7 trillion. This is what we have seen so far in last one decade. Now let's plot the market cap for the altcoin universe. So you can see we take total 2 minus USDT as a proxy for this chart, as we have discussed in the last video as well. This represents the all the cryptocurrencies minus BTC minus stablecoin. So this is going to be our proxy for altcoins. Here we will try to see the past price actions for the Bitcoin and altcoin from the Bitcoin dominance lens, and there we will understand its importance. So let's draw some important phases of various cycles, the tops and bottoms here. And let's start with the first phase, the box 1 here, and focus completely on this, on what was happening that time. So the first phase, the altcoin season that we observed in 17. The first major altcoin happened in the 17, and such was the massive price movement that the market cap for the altcoin universe jumped 600 times in just 1 year. That is from here to here, the blue one. During the same time, the Bitcoin prices escalate only 20 times from here to here to here. That was because of the utter collapse of Bitcoin's dominance, where the dominance figure collapsed from 95% to 35%. And here in this chart, this phase is marked as phase 3, altcoin seasons. And then came the next phase, which was the phase of collapse. And there was the first, it was a secular kind of collapse in the crypto market universe. The party was literally over. It was a mammoth bull market. The capital flowed from all seasons to the Bitcoin, and as a result, the dominance chart stabilized and moved sharply here. In the next phase of accumulation of Bitcoin, as you can see in the chart here, in this phase there was an utter capitulation of altcoins altogether from here to here. The this complete speculative index corrected around 81%, and while Bitcoin also corrected around 50%, there was a systematic accumulation that was happening in Bitcoin that helped build the next leg of the bull market. During this time, you can see the dominance moved from 40 to 60% and stabilized here. Bitcoin was all over the place, and the altcoins were bleeding. The next phase was the expansion of BTC. And in this time, the Bitcoin expanded around, it rose around 258% from here to here in 9 months. And as expected, altcoins were at the rock bottom. They also bounced back, but they heavily underperformed the Bitcoin. That wasn't the altcoin that we were expected, and we can see why. And because even the Bitcoin dominance steadily climbed from here to around 72%, a pure dominant stage. And of course, Bitcoin, the altcoins heavily paid the price for that. But the top of 2019 was a bit strange. It wasn't a euphoric top for Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin didn't even cross its 2017 level, and then they started correcting. Many of the experts today compare 2019's non-euphoric top with 2025 non-euphoric top that happened recently in October, and somewhat rightly as well. But if cryptocurrency have to follow 4-year cycle, the 17 and 21 all season should have been followed by the 2025 seasons, all seasons also. But of course, it didn't happen. Because this local top that was made here in Bitcoin, then came not this phase 3 of euphoria, but the phase 4 of collapse. That was a strange thing that happened. And while the phase 2 of Bitcoin expansion ended, we were expecting a phase 3 of all season, and strangely it never happened. It never came into being, and there was a collapse in the market, and that collapse was largely attributed to the COVID crash that we saw during the early 2020, and both Bitcoin as well as altcoin crashed, and they made their local bottom here. And the next was the Bitcoin accumulation zone in 2020, late 2020, in which phase the accumulation Bitcoin dominance chart, they stabilized around 58, 60, 62 levels, and there was a bit of rally from the bottom. In the next phase of Bitcoin expansion that happened in late 2020, Bitcoin dominance shot from this level to 73 level, a dominant level, and Bitcoin itself rose around 280%. During the same period, the altcoins rose around only 113%, and they highly underperformed Bitcoin. Again, that was not the altcoin season that we were expecting here. And of course, then came the sweet spot for most of the traders here, the altcoin season. And when it came in 2021, that was the second massive altcoin season after 17.1. You can see the Bitcoin dominance collapsed from 73 to 40 level in 10 months. And while Bitcoin clocked around 80%, 88% kind of returns, it was utterly outshone by the altcoin season, which rallied for 500% from here to here in 10 months. And like it happens with every rally, what you call irrational exuberance, then came the collapse here. During this collapse phase of the market, the next collapse of the universe followed a similar pattern. I mean, it was the same that it was the last time. Bitcoin corrected and altcoin capitulated, and your Bitcoin dominance started gaining ground here. The next phase again was the accumulation phase. So we are coming near to the end here of all the cycles that we have observed so far. Since 2023 bottom, as we can see in the Bitcoin accumulation phase, Bitcoin found its mojo back again, and in this phase, the capital flight happened from more risky assets to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, of course, outperformed the altcoin by a large margin from here to here, and altcoins were like here to this part. During this time, the Bitcoin's dominance keep on steadily increasing from 45 level to 60 level. And then came a very shallow expansion level. In the next phase of shallow expansion, Bitcoin steadily rose to the all-time high with expanding dominance from here to up to 65, 66 level. And the collective altcoin literally bled against the Bitcoin. So they were like moving to this phase while Bitcoin were at the top. That comes with the explanation here. Now coming to this current phase that we are in right now, And this is with the assumption that we have already made our top in October 2025. In our current collapse phase, there will be likely an ongoing correction in the market here. So we can expect Bitcoin to go down. We can expect the altcoin to go sharply down, much more than the Bitcoin one. And we can expect and if there is any evidence for that, that has to be accompanied with the expansion of Bitcoin dominance on the upside. And of course, when it reaches to the level of 65 to 70 kind of level, then we can expect that the market has, the accumulation has happened in Bitcoin. And now we can position ourselves for the next altcoin season, whether it comes in 2026 or 2027. Bitcoin tells you the direction, whereas the Bitcoin dominance tells you the rotation. It answers whether it is the Bitcoin-led market or altcoin seasons starting, or money is leaving risk assets altogether. For long-term investors, the best time to systematically accumulate Bitcoin would be during the rotation phase, when Bitcoin dominance recovers to 55 odd levels after yielding to altcoin season. That's when the flight to safety would happen. That's where the rotation happens, For those who are interested in altcoin seasons and altcoin trading, all seasons take place only after we have seen a good rally in Bitcoin and the speculators are ready to rotate capital to altcoins. That happens when Bitcoin dominance reaches its higher zone of 65-70% and has started weakening. That's when the alt season starts. I hope you find this video useful. I will bring many more interesting, actionable content about the cryptocurrencies and crypto markets in the forthcoming days. If you'd like to stay in touch with us, please like our content and subscribe to our channel. Till next time, bye-bye.